The moment you stand up from a deep sit, gravity instantly pulls nearly 1 liter of blood away from your heart and brain, plunging your upper body into a sudden, silent vascular crisis. This rapid fluid migration happens in less than 3 seconds, leaving your brain cells momentarily screaming for oxygen as the pressure in your carotid arteries plummets to near zero. It is not a glitch or a sign of weakness. It is a violent physical reality that your body resolves before you even realize you have wobbled. It is a high-stakes rescue mission happening entirely in the dark. You are about to discover the beautiful, high-speed neural highway called the baroreflex, a network of pressure sensors that acts as your body's internal autopilot, preventing a total blackout every time you stand up. We will unlock the secrets of how your blood vessels literally squeeze themselves shut like microscopic tourniquets to force life-saving fluid upward against the relentless pull of our planet. Let us paint a picture of what this actually feels like in your daily life. You are sitting on the couch, lost in a book or watching a screen, completely relaxed. Your heart is beating at a gentle, rhythmic pace, maybe 60 beats per minute. Your blood vessels are wide, open, and relaxed, allowing blood to cruise effortlessly through your organs. Then, you hear a knock at the door, or you remember something on the stove, and you bolt upright. Suddenly, the world spins. The edges of your vision go dark, fuzzy, or pixelated. You might reach out to grab the wall, holding your breath, waiting for the gray mist to clear. What actually just happened inside your cardiovascular plumbing? To understand this, we have to look at how blood is distributed inside your vessels. When you are sitting or lying down, your circulatory system is working on a level playing field. Gravity is pulling equally across your entire body. But the moment you stand up, gravity asserts its dominance. Because your veins are incredibly stretchy and compliant, like soft, expandable rubber hoses, they easily balloon outward under pressure. Gravity drags a massive volume of blood downward, pooling it in the large venous reservoirs of your calves, thighs, and deep inside your abdomen. Think of your circulatory system like a tall, vertical garden hose filled with water. If you leave the hose lying flat on the grass, the water pressure is equal from end to end. But if you suddenly yank one end of the hose straight up into the air, all the water immediately rushes down to the bottom, leaving the top nozzle completely dry. This is exactly what happens to your carotid arteries, the 2 main pipelines supplying blood to your brain. In a fascinating study led by Dr. Wader Wheeling in the year 2007, researchers mapped out the sheer speed of this hydrostatic drop. They discovered that within mere seconds of standing, the pressure of the blood leaving your heart drops by up to 40%. Your brain is an incredibly hungry organ. It demands a constant, unwavering supply of glucose and oxygen, consuming nearly 20% of your body's entire energy budget, despite making up only 2% of your total body weight. Your brain cannot store energy. It has no backup battery. If blood flow to the brain stops for even 6 seconds, you lose consciousness. So why don't we faint every single time we stand up? It is because your body has a built-in safety net that is faster than any computer processor. Gravity never sleeps. The moment that blood pressure drops, a microscopic alarm system triggers in your neck. Inside the walls of your carotid sinuses and your aortic arch, there are specialized, stretch-sensitive nerve endings called baroreceptors. When blood pressure is normal, these receptors are constantly stretched, sending a steady, reassuring stream of electrical signals up to your brainstem, whispering, "Everything is fine, the pressure is perfect." But when you stand up and that blood rushes south, the walls of these arteries deflate slightly. The stretch is gone. Instantly, the baroreceptors stop firing. To your brainstem, this sudden silence is the ultimate red alert. It is the biological equivalent of all the lights in a control room flashing red. Within 1 millisecond, your brainstem initiates an emergency neural override. It shuts down the parasympathetic rest and digest signals that were keeping your heart rate low and unleashes a massive wave of sympathetic activity. This is your fight or flight pathway, but it is not being triggered by an external threat. It is being triggered by gravity itself. This sympathetic surge releases a flood of a chemical messenger called noradrenaline directly onto the smooth muscle cells lining your blood vessels. Now, watch what happens. The veins in your legs and your belly, which were just ballooning with pooled blood, suddenly contract. They squeeze together like a pair of invisible, highly pressurized compression socks. This contraction forces the pooled blood back up into the central circulation, sending it rushing back towards your heart. At the same exact time, your heart receives the signal to accelerate. It beats faster and with far more force, acting like a high-powered pump clearing a flooded basement. In a landmark study published by Dr. Christopher Gibbons in the year 2015, researchers analyzed how these rapid vascular contractions are coordinated by the autonomic nervous system. They found that if this coordinated squeeze is delayed by even a fraction of a second, the drop in cerebral perfusion is so profound that the brain begins to shut down non-essential systems, starting with your peripheral vision. That is the dark, fuzzy edge you see when you get dizzy. It is your brain triaging its resources, sacrificing your sight for a brief moment to keep the deepest, most vital survival centers of your brainstem alive. Think about the sheer beauty of this coordination. Without you ever having to think about it, your body has calculated the precise gravitational pull of the Earth, measured the pressure drop in your neck, sent a signal to your brainstem, released noradrenaline, squeezed miles of blood vessels, and sped up your heart, all within the span of 2 heartbeats. It is an absolute masterclass in biological engineering. But what happens when this system gets sluggish? When you are dehydrated, your total blood volume is lower. That means when you stand up, there is even less fluid available to fill those pipes, making the drop in pressure even more drastic. The same thing happens when you have been sitting still for hours, leaving your blood vessels relaxed and lazy, unprepared for the sudden physical demands of standing. Have you felt that sudden, warm thud in your chest just as the dizziness clears? That thud is your heart executing a powerful, high-pressure beat to push that rescued blood all the way up to your brain. Your dizzy spell is not a sign of a failing body, but a dramatic display of a body successfully saving your life. Now that you understand this incredible internal architecture, how can we use this biological knowledge to help our cardiovascular system work more efficiently? There are 3 simple, highly targeted physical habits you can adopt right now to support your baroreflex and prevent these sudden pressure drops. First, let us look at a technique called the pre-activation muscle pump. Since your veins rely heavily on the surrounding skeletal muscles to squeeze blood back up to your heart, you can manually activate this pump before you even change positions. If you have been sitting or lying down for a long period, do not just stand up cold. Spend 10 seconds flexing your calf muscles, tensing your thighs, and gently squeezing your abdominal wall. By doing this, you are physically compressing the deep veins in your lower body, preloading your heart with blood before gravity has a chance to pull it down. When you finally stand, the pressure drop will be significantly milder and your brain will barely feel the transition. Second, we can harness the power of what scientists call the water-induced pressor response. If you struggle with frequent lightheadedness, especially in the morning when you are naturally dehydrated after hours of breathing and sweating, try drinking 1 large glass of cold water quickly within about 5 minutes of waking up. This is not just about general hydration. The rapid entry of water into your empty stomach triggers a highly specific reflex in your liver and portal circulation. It stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, causing a natural, gentle constriction of your blood vessels that raises your blood pressure by up to 30 millimeters of mercury within 15 minutes. It is a completely natural, drug-free way to prime your vascular system for the day ahead. Third, practice the 2-stage transition. This is especially vital when getting out of bed in the morning. Instead of leaping straight from lying flat to standing on your feet, break the movement into 2 distinct phases. Roll to your side, sit on the edge of the bed with your feet dangling for 30 seconds, and take a deep breath. During this sitting phase, your baroreceptors detect the moderate gravitational shift and perform a partial adjustment. Your blood vessels begin to constrict and your heart rate adjusts in a controlled, low-stress environment. Once those 30 seconds are up, your system is fully calibrated, and standing up will feel smooth, stable, and completely clear-headed. Your veins hold over 60% of your total blood volume at any given moment, waiting to be mobilized. When you look at your body now, you can no longer see a dizzy spell as a mere annoyance or a sign of physical fragility. It is, in reality, a moment of profound conversation between your nervous system and the physical forces of the universe. Every single time you stand up, your body is engaging in a silent, heroic battle against the gravity of an entire planet. You are not just a passive passenger in a fragile shell. You are walking around inside a brilliant, self-regulating biological masterpiece that is constantly adjusting, measuring, and squeezing behind the scenes to keep your consciousness bright and clear. The next time you feel that tiny wobble, take a deep breath and appreciate the silent symphony of pressure sensors, nerve impulses, and vascular muscles that just sprang into action to keep you upright. Your body's capacity for self-regulation is nothing short of miraculous, and we are only beginning to scratch the surface of what is happening beneath your skin. If you want to continue decoding the hidden intelligence of your own biology, subscribe to Body Decoded, because next time we are diving deep into another invisible process that is quietly reshaping your cellular health from the inside out every single day, changing how you think about the very air you breathe. Stay curious, stay amazed, and keep decoding your body.